All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. Basically, we're going to go over the scriptures of Romans, the 12th chapter, because Romans, the 12th chapter, it's basically a blueprint of how you should perform, how you should conduct yourself, how you should move as a servant of the Lord or a man of God, or what we call the work. There's many examples of behavior and spirit that we're gonna go over. That basically, this is how you're supposed to be. So if you need a measuring stick, Romans 12:1 is the measuring stick. Well, Romans 12th chapter is a measuring stick for a man of the truth. It's a tool that you can use for self-examination. Let's go ahead and start. This is Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, because we are all here by mercy, man. We are all here through the mercy of grace of the Lord. He, through His pleasure, He has called us, through His will, He has called us to know and understand this truth. Most High willing, we are the chosen. So I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to Yahweh, which is reasonable service. So first and foremost, what you got to do first is you got to give your life over to the Lord. You got to be a living sacrifice to the Most High. It says that it's holy. That means you got to separate yourself. So before you can give yourself to the Most High, sacrifice to the Most High, you got to separate yourself from this world, acceptable unto Yahweh, because that will makes you acceptable by purging away the wickedness and separating yourself, which is your reasonable service. So this is the foundation of it all. That's the first step. It says, "Be not conformed to this world." So throw away the holidays, the eating of pork, the shaving of the beard, the baldness of the head. All those things are of the world, and be not conformed to this world. So, when you take on the physical laws, which we just mentioned, then you're being an anti-conformist toward the world. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How's that? That's a new mentality, a whole new way of thinking. That's what Yahweh Shai said. You have to be born again. You have to be a new creature. You have to throw away the old man, put off the old man. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So you got to think in terms of scriptures. You got to think in terms of the commandments. You got to think in terms of the truth and the brotherhood. That's how you renew your mind. Those old ways of thinking of how we were brought up, they're not going to cut it. Romans 3 says, 12:3, for I say through grace given unto me, to every man among you, not to think himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly according as Yahweh has dealt to every man the measure of his faith. And that goes into meekness, man. That goes into not being puffed up with pride, or novice being puffed up to pride, because we've seen that happen as well. The scripture said that knowledge puffs up. So what happens? A man that he gets all this understanding and all this wisdom, and he gets puffed up with pride, man, and that leads to his downfall. Or that leads to him having stumbling blocks, hiccups to the truth. So we're you gotta start out humble. Maybe when you come into the camp, you're not gonna be the center of attention, man. You may be just a lowly brother holding a sign. You might do that for however long you got to do it. Myself, when I first came into the camp, I held a sign for at least a year, man. Didn't bring out no precepts, but I was just there because the thing about it, you're there to learn. You're there to absorb you absorb the environment, absorb and take heed to what's being said, absorb the spirit, if you will. So you can't just come into this thing and right away thinking you're gonna be, on the level of older brothers, man. You got to start with meekness, and you look at the great men of Great Millstone, the top teachers, so to speak. They're humble men. Like, They're humble men. This is verse 4. As far as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. So not everyone's gonna be that dude in the spotlight, that dude that does all the speaking. So like you're that brother that does all the speaking. You're gonna have your own lot in this thing. You're gonna have your own, and you can admire what the next man does to a degree you may want to be like him. But ultimately you have to be yourself, man. You have to find your own niche, so to speak, in this truth where you fit in, man. As if we have many members of one body and all members have not the same office. Not everyone's gonna be in those top positions, man. And you shouldn't covet them top positions anyways, because no one is more important than the other. The newest, the lowliest, so-called lowliest brother is not more important than the head of the camp. Yahweh Shai said himself that says the least among you shall be greatest of them all. So that's an example of right there. And go to verse 5. So we being many are one body in Yahweh Shai, and everyone members one of another. So we're here to complement each other. What's that scripture in Proverbs? As iron sharpens iron, so the man account of his friend. Rusty paraphrasing. So we're here to be an asset to one another, to be an edification, a building block to one another. We're here to complement one another, man, if you want to say it like that. Having then differing gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to proportion of faith. Through experience and study, you're going to know what the Lord wants you to know. Or ministry, let us wait on ministry, he that teaches on teaching. He that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth it on do with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that shows mercy with cheerfulness. So it explains the whatever your lot is in this truth, and it could change from season to season. You do that to the best of your ability. You stay in your lane till the Spirit moves you into another lane, so to speak. Verse 9 said, "Let love be without dissimulation. Avoid that which is evil, cleave that which is good." I'm gonna look up that word, dissimulation. And it says, unfeigned, undisguised, sincere. Let love be sincere, man. It says, avoid that which is evil. So you can't be tolerant or slack or permissive of any bullshit in your life. Or cleave to that which is good. And what is good? This truth, this word, the moral code of the Bible, the teachings of the elders and apostles. That's good. That's what you got to cleave on to. To be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, and that's a great part of being in this truth too. Brotherly love, man, fellowship. Those things are important. Having each other's backs, man, edifying each other, watching out for one another, and need be rebuking and correcting one another. It says honor, preferring one another, not slothful business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. So we all should be putting in that same amount of work to the best of our ability. Scriptures talk about showing the same diligence. And that precedent or that standard is set up by the elders and apostles, man. They set up the standard of diligence. They set up a standard of what's expected of you. And you can say, if these men that are up in age can do it, then what's your fucking problem? And we're going to keep on going. It says, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuation in prayer. And that's something that you got to gain through experience by going through things. Sometimes when you go into some bullshit, it's hard to rejoice in hope. But the more you stay in the Spirit and the more experience you get in certain things, then it becomes less difficult. I'm not going to say it becomes easier, but it becomes less difficult. Continuing instant in prayer, that's another thing, man. You gotta have a prayer life, man. You gotta have a life of supplication to the Lord. Not just when you backed into the corner or something befalls you. Prayer should be a part of your daily routine. It says distributing to necessity of saints, given to hospitality, tithing, man. We all expected to tithe, to give camp tithes and tithes to the apostles, man. Give the first fruits of thy increase. These are things that are expected of us, man. It says distributing to necessity, saints, given to hospitality. Open up your home, man. Open up your time to help and fellowship with brothers, man. Sometimes that's required of you as well. It says, bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not, because sometimes you're going to have to take the L in this thing. Even among people of the world, you're going to have to be in the suffer wrongfully, and then the Lord, He sees that, and He blesses those that suffer wrongfully. Man, you might know that you're right, but you catching hell for it anyway. So you just let the Lord, you take that, and you just trust the Lord to sort that out. And eventually, in 100% of the time, He does. It might not happen when you want it to happen, but eventually, if someone's wronging you, and you in the right, and you suffering wrong for it, eventually, the Lord going to take care of that business, man, and those responsible for that, they're going to be dealt with. I've seen it happen many times. It says, rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. We're here to encourage and share each other's burdens, man. Share each other's hardships. You know, be a support to one another. That goes back to being in brotherly spirit. Because be of the same mind one toward another. Same mind, all the same doctrine. There shouldn't be no divisions among brothers. There shouldn't be no, oh, this brother that because that, and that brother this because this. Looking sideways at brothers, man. That's a demonic spirit within the camp. And if you see that, that's something that you gotta acknowledge and get rid of. But consent to men of low estate, be not wise your own conceits. Don't think that you know more than the next man, because the Lord might put a different spirit on somebody or a younger brother that He might give that man a knowledge that you don't have, or insight that you don't have. We're all here to learn from one another. It says, recompense no man evil for evil, provide things honest in the sight of all men. So be a man of your word. If you about something, be about it, man. If you say you're gonna do something, do it, man. If a brother lend you money, you told you're gonna pay it back, pay it back. A man shouldn't have to be chasing you down to do what you said what you was gonna do. It says, provide things honest in the sight of all men. That goes to your behavior towards men. That goes to the way you act towards other brothers. You got to be honest, man, truthful. We're not here to hide things from each other, man. Now, there's things in your personal life that those are your personal things, but for the most part, man, you gotta. We're not here to deceive or be dishonest with one another, man. Dishonest with one another. Salakya. It says, if it be possible, as much as lies in you, live peaceably with all men, and that goes into being humble and meek. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware of the people you deal with, and you got to be one that's ready to take that L. So for the sake of peace, man, I might tell you something or put you down, and you may want to punch that dude lights out, but you're gonna have to control yourself. You got to, you're gonna have to, what's it called? What's that scripture? I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I can remember it. Yeah, agree with an adversary quickly. You might have to do that. You're supposed to, a much public people is all men. So, sometimes you got to take the L. When somebody insults you or tell you something, you're like, okay, yeah, okay, good, got you. Your woman, a woman might put you down. People might make fun of you. But you got to take those L's, man. Let the Lord sort it out. You might be dealing with a woman and she might do some bullshit to you, or you might dealing with some other person in the world and they might put you down for some fucking reason, and you can't be out here just ripping people's heads off, man. You can't be a striker or a brawler. Sometimes you just gotta okay, whatever you say, man, and just be gentle as a dove. You know what I'm saying? Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. It says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place into wrath, for his revenge is mine, I will repay the Lord. So it's not unto us to go and take arms or to take revenge on people that done us wrong. Now you can call people out for their bullshit if they've done something wrong, but you pray to the Lord and the Lord will sort that out. It says, therefore the enemy hunger feed him, if he thirst give him drink, for in doing so thou shalt cool the fire off his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So that's the mind state. This is the blueprint for your walk in the truth, man. Romans the 12th chapter. It's also going to be used as a measuring stick to to examine yourself. Now, we just read through the whole chapter. We did it, we made a few different references to different scriptures, but for the most part, it speaks for itself, man. But with that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most High willing, hope is edifying. That we give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But let's keep on pushing. Shalom.